So here I am in iMovie. I'm going to go ahead and come to Create New and click on it. Then I'm going to slide my cursor over to a new movie. And then it puts me here. It doesn't really matter if you're using iMovie like I am, or Filmora, or some other movie tool. It doesn't matter what tool it is because you're all going to have the same sorts of things, just maybe in a slightly different area. You'll have an area for a library of clips. There's going to be some kind of preview window to preview your work. Down here, you're going to have your working area. And this is what I want to do first. Drag and drop the video clips. We just looked at it. Here's our material for a simple Mother Earth beloved garden. I'm going to go ahead and grab this first chunk of slide images and then scoot this over. Bring in the purple one for Lover's Spirit. I'm going to hold off on the movie, I'm going to hold off on the audio soundtrack just for a second so you can see what's going on here. This is the one that's selected. As I scrub with the scrub bar, you can see it's zooming in. That sometimes happens and you can fix it. It's a Ken Burns effect. But rather than do them one at a time, see how the selection bar changed to fire when I clicked on fire? Now the yellow outline's on air, now it's on earth, now it's on the title. I could do it one by one like this, select the first title and come up here to the cropping tool. It's turned on to Ken Burns by default. I just want to make it fit the screen. No zooming, nothing like that. I could do that one at a time for each one, but if you click and drag across everything, then all the material is selected and you only have to do it once. Come up here to the crop tool and say fit. And now when you scrub, nothing is zooming, it's just staying still, which is what we want because we want people to be able to see the words and be able to sing along. All right, so we have all our slide pieces put in. Somewhere in your tool, in the case of iMovie, it's here, sort of underneath the preview bar. You have this slider that zooms in and out so you can see really up close to do fine adjustments or zoom out because you want to see the whole project. Do you see how that happens? I slide this up and down and then it gets zoomed in or zoomed out. I'm going to put it kind of middle. Now I want to bring in my music carefully. One thing I want to mention is that when I imported them, they're all the same. You see this little 4? It's 4 seconds of the title, 4 seconds of the green earth, 4 seconds of air, and so on. This is where we have to do some adjusting so the image stays up on the board for the lyric that it belongs to. We also don't want to start the music way at the front, but I'm just going to drag it in. It's going to look green. You see how it has this little line? That tells you when it's going to start. If I put it up here, the music would start way at the beginning, and maybe that's okay for now. I'm just going to put there. We're going to listen to the song. And you see how the yellow outline is around the music now. If I click on a slide, the yellow selection outline will be on the slide. If I click on the music, it's on the music. I want to be on the music because I want to hear it and I want to push the letter M for mark. You'll see a little blue dot happening. I'm not paying any attention to my visuals. I'm just marking where the lyrics are and when a new lyric happens for Mother Earth, Brother Air, Fire, Water, and so on. I'm going to come over here to play so I can hear the music, and I'm ready with my finger on the letter M.
Earth, beloved garden, leaving treasure underfoot. All our days your ground are being set, tempest, grass, and rut. Herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land to till and tend and plow. Independent, deep as midnight night, we ask you be here now.
Father Air, your inspiration holds together all that lives. As we breathe, our minds see clearly, leading us to love and give. Raging whirlwind, whispered breezes, violent gale and gentle cloud. With the blade as sharp as morning east, we ask you be here now.
And over here, when air was finished, this little blue dot appeared. That's what happens when I hit the letter M. I'm going to go ahead and finish marking up the rest of the video. Okay, so I have gone ahead and zoomed everything out so you can see the entire bar of audio. And you can see all the little dots that mark when a lyric finishes. Now we have to click and drag these element squares so they fit into the space of the song. So we started right away. She starts singing her Earth lyric. You see how I click and drag, and you see that line to tell us when the song starts. I'm going to make it happen right here at the beginning of Earth. Now I'm going to click on the Earth slide, and I'm going to click and drag so it finishes at the blue dot, because that's when she's done singing about Earth. Right? So now I'm going to click on air, so it's selected, and I'm going to click and drag so air finishes at the end of his dot. I'm going to click on fire, click and drag so she finishes fire at the end of her dot. I'm going to click on water, I'm going to click and drag so now she's done singing at the end of her dot. And over here I'm going to click and drag so that she is done singing about lover spirit at the end of the song. So let's see how that looks. We'll start at the beginning.
Mother Earth, beloved garden, leaving treasure underfoot. All our days you ground our beings, and thistle, grass, and root. Herbs to heal us, plants to feed us, land to till and tend and plow. Independent deep as midnight night, we ask you be here now.
Father Air, your inspiration holds together all that lives. As we breathe, our minds see clearly, leading us to love and give. Raging whirlwind, whispered breezes, violent gale and gentle cloud. With the blade as sharp as morning east, we ask you be here now.
So there we go. We have our elements lined up so that the audio is happening in alignment with the video slide, so the guest at home can go ahead and sing along, and then it'll switch right from green to air, and now they can sing that verse, and it switches appropriately from air to fire, so everything is in alignment. And now it's good how it is. You could export it now, but you know, you get to make an aesthetic choice. If you don't like hard cuts, watch how it changes from fire to blue water. It's just like hard cut, 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 cut. If you want a softer transition, you could go to your transitions area. In iMovie, it's at the top and kind of over to the end. You may find this transition choices in a different spot if you're using Filmora or other tools. But you usually get a choice of some different types of transitions. So I'm just going to put different ones. So I put several different transitions. You can pretty much choose whatever you like. I know I like a soft change. So from the title to the earth, it's a soft blur. And then we get to green. I picked a different one from green to yellow. So in this one, as I scrub across in the preview corner, you can see it's sort of a circling effect. Then from yellow to red, I did a cube sort of twist. So here we are on yellow. Going through the transition, it kind of rotates the cube so we can see fire. It's up to you. Choose whatever it is you want, but my recommendation is pick one and have it the same, not every time different like this. I did it every time different so that you could see what it looks like, but now I'm going to select it by clicking on it. See how that transition box became yellow outline? And then just click delete to get rid of that transition. And now it's just a hard cut from one clip to the other. I did leave the first one, the cross blur, so I'm going to put cross blurs for everybody. Okay, so that got done. You might want to listen to it though, because in the cross blur takes 1 second to do. I don't think it's going to hurt too much. The lyrics are all the same. The congregation will get used to it. Be here now, be here now. But it does eat into it a little bit. And if you find that it bothers you, you can move the settings to be really big so you can see exactly when it's happening. And then you can click and drag like this, right, to adjust when how big your visual is against your audio so the transition doesn't happen too awkwardly. Let's see how that sounds.
Brother Fire, great.
Sounds okay to me. It was right, see the blue mark? It's in between the male voice that stops singing, but before the female voice starts singing about fire. So I think we're good. our movie is all done. Let's screen out and zoom out and look at it. See? We have our title card. We go from green to yellow to red to the watery blue and then purple spirit, and then we're done. This one could stretch out a little more. Glad I checked. So bring it to the very end of the song. And now we come up here to export. And we can say export this file. It'll ask for a name up here. I'm going to call it Simple Mother Earth Beloved Garden. Now, if you're streaming this, check your formats here. Right now, it's automatically set to audio only. I want video and audio. I usually put it at 720. That's good enough for a live stream. You really don't have to be super, super high resolution because it takes up bandwidth, and that's sometimes a concern. So our audio, video tech people have told me here at our church they like it at 720 and high quality, and that's good enough. Compress, better quality, that's fine. And then hit next, and that movie clip will go to my desktop and I can save it. And now I can either share it in Zoom rituals that are considered private meetings. I don't actually have to have copyright permissions if they're a private Zoom meeting, but Amanda is very generous with her work and she freely offers it, so I know that I can use for work. And in the UUA copyright, she's also given permission for this particular song to be used. So you can freely use it in live stream worship if you happen to be doing it on a Sunday. One thing I want to mention that I did not do in this little mini snippet is I didn't do any sound balancing. I already know that this song is sound balanced because I know where the kit came from. But let's go ahead and watch a different clip about a simple tool you can have on your phone to help you sound balance.